Hello again. Welcome to Yoga for Beginners, Bad Backs, and Big Bellies. This is class number 5. Good for you for showing up 5 times in a row. We're going to do some more yoga. Today we're going to work on opening our hearts, which means opening this part of our body. Most of us in North America spend a great deal of our time like this in one form or another. As my dear friend Michelle, who's also a yoga teacher, says, we go to sleep, we wake up and eat our breakfast, we drive to work, we sit on the computer, we drive home, we eat our dinner, we watch TV, and we go to bed. I thought that was pretty funny and kind of adept, though that's not true for all of us. But generally speaking, especially if we have a lot of burdens that we carry emotionally, our shoulders are rounded a little bit forward, and there's an awful lot of tiny little connections and movements involved in our shoulders being contracted forward. It also, spiritually, is a metaphor for protecting ourselves, protecting our heart, not wanting to be vulnerable. And if you are a fan of Brené Brown, she certainly talks a lot about how much we fear vulnerability in this culture, and we're not willing to be vulnerable, and yet being vulnerable in the right way, with the right people at the right times, can lead to a lot of healing in the world. So I'm opening up us and this class to the physical manifestation of being willing to be vulnerable. As another teacher says, when we were running around trying not to get eaten by lions, if we're crouched in the grass, we're safe. If we're standing up like this in a field with our eyes looking behind us, we're saying, "Come eat me, I'm not even looking to see if anyone's coming to eat me." So this is vulnerable, and this is protected. But if you ever have watched anyone who wins a big prize or receives excellent news, they go like this, and yay! Or when someone's having an ecstatic religious experience, they tend to go like this, and it's this heart-opening kind of gesture that is saying, I trust, I'm open. And yet, if we're doing this and someone decides to stab us, we're in trouble. So it makes sense that we have a tendency to want to curve in, especially if we feel like we've been hurt or attacked. And it's not wrong at sometimes in our life to want to do this, but when we have time, it's good to remember to keep these muscles and this movement in our body able and capable. And you'll find if you do this movement, you may want to take a big breath. It may make you feel bigger and more hopeful and more open. Again, some people, when they do this sort of movement, will feel anxiety. The same way as hanging our head down can make some of us feel anxiety. This isn't a vulnerable position, and if it brings up anxiety, then come back out of it, breathe deeply, use your Ujjayi breath, and remind yourself that nothing is harming you, and nothing's about to harm you, and that wiring is some stress, some fear that got hooked into those nerves, and then it comes out from us when we do this, which is another of the amazing things they're learning about yoga and stress, is that we actually can release stress in our lives by releasing this stuck energy in our bodies. And people can heal from trauma sometimes through doing a lot of yoga in a way that talk therapy doesn't access the trauma. So yoga's pretty amazing. Congratulations for being here. So today when we inhale, I don't want you just to move your arms sort of up. I want you to think about moving them big and wide and open and lifting your heart. So you're not so much arching your back, you know, like thinking about it in terms of crunching your vertebrae together. The action you want to think about is lifting your heart. It's like you're opening your heart to the universe, if that cue helps you. And then the other action is to move your arms palms up or part way up, back and down, not too far down, like keep your hands above shoulder height, and just see how far open you can go with your heart lifted. And for you, it may look like this. It's okay. Whatever is your edge is perfect, and it is absolutely as much yoga as someone who can bend over backwards and touch the floor. If you're on your edge, with compassion and joy, you are doing just as much yoga as someone who's twisted up like a pretzel. It's exploring our edges and growing, period. That's yoga. So, when we take our inhale, we're going to inhale like this. And then on the exhale, we'll bring our hands into prayer and down to our heart. Let me see if that works. Yeah, that works. Okay. So, we're going to do 3 of those heart opening warm-ups. Inhale. Exhale. Hands down to your side. Inhale. Exhale. Hands down to your side. Inhale. Exhale. Beautiful. Now you have 2 different ways to do your morning or evening yoga routine. You can do as many of those as you like, but you may feel already that your energy is moving a little more richly, that your heart is a little more uplifted, and you're a little calmer. That's the goal anyway. Now we're going to do those heart-opening inhales flowing into forward folds. We'll do getting down on the floor in our next class. So, never doing something that hurts you, paying attention, explore, play, come up with a modification that makes sense to you. Let's see what happens when we try to do 3 forward folds together. I will do the first one seated, sideways view, and then the second 2 standing. So here we go, hands down by your side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Let your head hang down and take 2 breaths here. Inhale and come up. Relax your hands down to your sides. The other 2 that I will do will be standing with my head in the picture. So, hands down by your side. Inhale. Exhale, forward fold, stick your butt out. Glue your belly to your thighs and hang. On the inhale, sit down, keep your belly on your thighs and lead with your head. And open your heart. Exhale again. Stick your butt out, sit down, belly on thighs. Hang for 2 inhale and exhales. Love yourself. Be kind to yourself. Inhale up to standing. And my head comes out of the picture, so I will sit down again. Exhale to your heart. You've just done a yoga practice. That's the beginning. I will slowly talk you through another piece, another piece, another piece, and we will explore the edges of what your body can do, what it's willing to do, what it wants help with, and what it just says, no thank you, not doing that. Trust your body. If you are heavy, if you are older, if you have old injuries, if you have psychological traumas in your life, there are all kinds of barriers that can come up and be hidden, stored in places in your body. And when it says stop, there's a reason it says stop. We don't want to overload anyone, and it's no one's fault if it's not your fault if your learning edge is baby steps compared to the people in the studio doing hot yoga, twisted in pretzels, and then getting on their bikes and biking a marathon. That's not your life. That's not my life. It isn't a moral value. And what is morally important to me, anyway, is the love and the self-care and the exploration of what is possible and the joy and the magic that comes from beginning to play in our bodies the way we did when we were children. And just doing movements that tell our bodies they are safe for short amounts of time is a wonderful way to start. Congratulations. Namaste. See you again soon.